Well, hello and welcome to Compensation Plan Training. And on this first video, what I'm going to share with you is some of the fundamentals that make the Zija Compensation Plan so powerful in helping create royalty income, leveraged income, residual income, and ultimate financial independence for those who go all the way to the top. One of the differences between our business model and all other businesses or jobs or ways in which we derive income is that we have leverage working for us. You see, in the traditional world, most people are used to working for say a 40-hour work week, getting paid for a particular job. We have to recreate that income week after week, month after month, year after year. In person-to-person marketing or within Zija International, we have a compensation plan working for us that allows us to create 40, 50, 100, 1,000 hours per day in productivity and leverage that's working for us. And that's what creates the passive income, the residual income, the types of income that people can walk away from and not have to recreate over and over again. J. Paul Getty said it best when he said, "I'd rather have 1% of 1,000 people's efforts than 100% of my own." And what J. Paul Getty was suggesting was that the more people we help create success, well then the more success we will have in turn. You know, it kind of works like this. In our business, we start with you. And our job is to work with you, assist you, show you, support you, so that you can identify 5 people who are also interested in creating additional income. We do that by introducing people to our products, to our business, exposing them through a conference call, maybe a CD or a DVD. Now, once we've done that, our job is really to teach these 5 people exactly how to do the same. And so these 5 people will duplicate by sharing the products and the business with people they know in some of their circles of influence, simply by a product trial pack or possibly a CD or an invitation to a conference call, maybe a home-based presentation, which we call a PBR. And if we do our business correctly, then these 5 people will duplicate, and they will become 25 people. And we go on one step further. We teach our original 5 people. We show them, we support them, we help them, so that they can then in turn teach their 25 people how to teach some other people. And if that goes well, then we're going to have 125 people, and you can see how our business can start to expand and grow. And it's really quite amazing, because if you do the math, we started with ourselves and we continue to work, and we're working with these people, we're helping these people, everybody's being taught how to follow our system. All of a sudden 125 people can very quickly become 625 people. And you can see how the business starts to grow, starts to blossom. That is how my business grew. It is how my business has gone worldwide and become close to 100,000 people, soon to be 200,000 at the rate of growth, simply by working with a few people who introduced a few more people who duplicated a process. Now look at this. It's magical. If you take 5, 25, 125, and 625, we come up with 780 people. 780 people that are a part of our team. By the way, these are distributors. I'm not counting the wholesale customers or retail customers, which are people who have joined our business along the way that have chosen to only utilize the product. They have chosen not to introduce others. I'm talking about the ones who are introducing other people utilizing our system. Look at the math. It's pretty amazing what can happen. Remember this number, 780. Let's take 780 people as a benchmark. Okay? With 780 people in Zija International that are a part of your team, and you've built that over the period of 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. There are some people that have done it quicker. Well, 780 people and are all using the product. They're all buying a little bit every single month because everybody's on what we call auto ship. Well, 780 people times $100 per month on auto ship is equal to $78,000 a month in volume. Okay, we're doing sales volume, purchase volume of $78,000 a month with a group of 780 active distributors in our business. Well, when you've got 780 people in your business, well balanced, doing $78,000 in business, that's going to bring in roughly a $2,000 to $5,000 per month residual income once this structure has been built. Now, we don't claim that anybody's going to achieve anything in any period of time, because people's income and success will vary dependent on effort and time invested as well as skill. But there are a variety of people in Zija International that have done everything from six-figure incomes to part-time incomes, and people who have chosen just to utilize the product. But conceptually, the idea is to create 780 people. I'm going to show you one more quick example of what that can look like based on a 6 to 18 month program. I think if we can show people how to create a part-time income within 6 to 18 months that can then become full-time, okay, so it's been done part-time, and it is of a residual nature, okay, a residual nature, meaning we do not have to recreate it, then I think most people are going to be very interested in that. So take a look at this graph. And if we look at this graph, and on this side, we say that we're going to create dollars per month on this side, and we start with 0, and we go to $500, $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000 per month. And then over here we look at this side in terms of time. Then we've got 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and we go to 18 months over here. And here's how most people will experience their business in Zija. If they're doing everything correctly, their business will grow something like that. Okay, they had 5 people that they brought into the business in their first month or second month. That duplicated and grew to 25 people. They had 125 people. And somewhere along the line here, they've now got 625 people in their business. And as you can see, that will start to amount to a rather significant income. A lot of people may not experience their business like that. They may do it on a much more casual basis in which their line would look something like this. And we see that they're starting to develop some income along the way, and somewhere around 18 months or so, they start to hit that 625 people. And so it might take 18 months. But you know what? There are people in Zija International right now, many examples of people you will meet at some of the Super Saturdays, on some of the conference calls, certainly at our conventions and some of the events, who have done things like this. They've had a business that's literally grown like that. Within a matter of 90 days, they've had a business that's gone to 200, 400, 1,000 people in their business in a matter of months by following a simple and duplicatable system. Invite a few people, teach them to invite a few people, teach them to invite a few more people, utilize all of the tools and the various systems that are provided by the leadership within Zija International, and you will explode your business. My business has grown nationally, internationally, and basically all over the world, and I do 90% of the business from home, just utilizing these basic concepts. All right, let's talk about the most basic steps of becoming a distributor, because what I'm going to show you here is exactly what you're going to teach a brand new person upon getting started. Of course, people are going to launch their business with a PBR, or launch their business with some three-way calls or a conference call, maybe an executive luncheon, utilizing some of the tools, possibly handing out some trial packs. But aside from launching their business, here are three things that every person has to do. The first thing a new person must do in getting started is place their first order. So we place our first order, okay? Place the first order with Zija International, and this is going to be with either a Builder 1 or a Builder 2 or just a personal system. The personal system is $330. It has $250 in PV, or what we call commissionable volume. That is the volume from which we earn commissions. Or a person is going to do what we call a Builder 1. Okay, so a Builder 1, okay, or a Builder 2. Or they're going to start with a Builder number 2. Okay, Builder 1 or Builder 2 in getting started in their business. Now, a Builder 1 is $660, and a Builder 2 is $1,320. A Builder 1 has $500 in what we call commissionable volume, so $500 in PV, and a Builder 2 has $1,000 in PV, or what we call commissionable volume. Now, I'll explain the significance of that because it's very important to know this. When we get started in our business, any commissions that we earn will be derived from not the dollar value, but the point value, the PV. And so we want to have the maximum point value working for us in our business. Now, why should a person start with a Builder 1 or a Builder 2? That's a question I often get. People say, David, what is the benefit to me if I start with a Builder 1? What is the benefit to me if I start my business with a Builder 1? In fact, people say, how did you get started? Well, I tell people, I started with the Builder 2. And I got on a 150 PV auto ship, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And the reason I did that was I wanted enough product so that I would be able to share the product with other people effectively. I wanted to be able to duplicate the strongest startup. So as my business got going, I would get the maximum benefit and the largest commissions for the same effort. So it's good to have product on hand. It's good to create the story, because people will ask you, how did you get started? It's always good if you can tell them you started with a Builder 1 or a Builder 2. I like to tell them that I started with a Builder 2. It's a beautiful thing to have that as part of your story. Also, when we start with a Builder 1 or Builder 2, we get a 50% pay increase. So instead of a 10% royalty on part of the commission plan, the company is going to pay us a 15% royalty. That is a big deal. That is it amounts to a 50% increase. So let's say I earned $1,000 in commissions. Well, because I started with a Builder 1 or Builder 2, I would get a $1,500 commission check instead of $1,000. So is there a benefit in starting with Builder 1 or Builder 2? Absolutely. You will advance your business much quicker. You will have product on hand in order to advance your business. You will probably duplicate this in others, because others will tend to start and join and duplicate exactly in the same way that you did. So place your first order, and now you have the reasons as to why to do a Builder 1 or a Builder 2. Okay? And then number 2, you want to make sure that you get on the auto reorder. So you want to get on the auto reorder, okay? The auto reorder. Now what is the auto reorder, or what we call auto ship? It is a monthly configuration of product that will come to your door every 4 cycles, or every 4 weeks, every 28 days, some product will come to your door. Now you can be on what we call a 75 PV auto reorder, or you can be on the 150 PV auto reorder. One of those two is what you're going to go on. Most people will do the 150 PV auto reorder. Why? Because when we're on 75 PV, we are only entitled to 10% on our first order bonuses, meaning when we introduce a new person. When we are on the 150 PV auto reorder, we are entitled to 20% in first order bonuses. And that is a critical piece. It's an important piece because it can add up to significant income. Imagine having a big business all over the nation, all over the world, and most of the people in your business, not everybody, but most of the people in your business are on the 150 PV auto reorder. Then obviously you're going to generate much greater royalties. You're going to have a much more productive and robust business. Now, people say to me, well, David, what do I do with this monthly reorder? And they also ask me the question, do I ever have to purchase a Builder 1 or Builder 2 again? And the answer is no. This is done one time. It's done when we start our business. We don't do it a second time. Once we've done this, we utilize the product to get our business started, to share with others, and we get on the auto reorder. The auto reorder is used for our personal consumption. So at home with our family, we're utilizing the Zija product. Of course, you want to be a product of the products, so we continue to utilize the product. And we also do one other thing, is we share some of the product that we have with other people. And that's simply done at private business receptions, or during the day at work, or in some of our other activities. When we bump into people, we've got some product to share with others. That generally comes from our auto reorder. And this is what's going to help build our business, because as we sample product to others, they get a great result. They tell a friend, they give you a referral, all of a sudden you're starting to build your business and build your referral base, and that's how your business starts to expand, not only nationally, but ultimately internationally. So step 1, place your order. Step 2, do your auto reorder. That's all done upon your enrollment. And step 3, you're going to qualify your new business by enrolling your first 2 people. So you're going to enroll your first 2 people, okay? And I'm going to show you what that looks like on the next video. Step 1, place your order. Step 2, get on auto reorder. And step 3, get qualified by introducing your first 2 people. Okay, so in the previous video we talked about placing your first order, getting yourself on auto reorder, and enrolling your first 2 people as step 3, right? Well, becoming a builder is very simple. Here you are, okay, and you have your business, and you've made your list of people that you would like to contact about the Zija business. Some of these people will be candidates to utilize the product, and you're going to give them a Zija trial pack, get them on a 4 or 5 day weight loss program utilizing the detoxification tea, as well as some of the Smart Mix, and of course the AM and PM trial packs, okay? So we've got people on a basic program of weight loss. Nutrition, okay, losing weight, appetite suppressant, curbing the appetite / losing weight, and then detoxification with the tea. Basic program, and we've handed out some samples to people. And what are we doing? we're looking for 2 people. 2 people. Our first goal is to get our 2 people, to get our business qualified, to get our vehicle in gear. Okay, and we get in gear as soon as we've brought 2 people. So I've got Tom over here, who's a friend of mine, used the product, loved the product, was on a conference call, listened to a CD. I did a 3-way call with him, and he's decided to enroll, and he's actually come in with a Builder 1, which is a beautiful thing. And then I brought Mary over here, and Mary decided to do exactly the same thing. Mary came in with a Builder 1. Okay? So I've got Mary that's come in with a Builder 1, Tom that's come in with a Builder 1. Remember what we said about a Builder 1? They're $660 in dollar cost to get your business started, but it has $500 in point value. So I have $500 in point value here, and I have $500 in point value here. All right? And because I started with a Builder 1 or even a Builder 2, let's call it a B2, a Builder 2, I'm entitled to 15% royalty income. So I'm actually going to earn 15% on that 500 PV immediately coming out of the gates. 15% because I brought Mary in with a 500 PV order. That has made me into a builder immediately. Now there's also another bonus. In fact, there's 2 other bonuses I want to talk about. Whenever we introduce a new person, so I introduce Tom, or I introduce Mary, I'm going to be entitled to what's called a first order bonus. So whenever I bring in a new person, I get a first order bonus. And because I'm on an auto ship of 150 PV, I'm going to get a 20% first order bonus. And a 20% first order bonus adds up to quite a bit. It actually adds up to $100 on Tom and $100 on Mary. So I get 2 first order bonuses. One for Tom, one for Mary. 2 first order bonuses because I introduced 2 new people to the business. That is immediate income, ladies and gentlemen. It gets paid out as soon as I've got my 2 people. Now you know what else is nice? If I bring these 2 people in within what we call one period, we have 4 cycles in a period, and then we go on to the next period and there are 4 more cycles, then we go on to the next period and there are 4 more cycles. If I've brought 2 people in within one period, then the company pays what's called an enroller builder bonus. That is an additional $100. So on this example, I brought in 2 people within one period. The company has paid me an enroller builder bonus. They've paid me 2 first order bonuses of $100 and $100. I've made $300 just by introducing my first 2 new people to Zija International. It is a fantastic thing, and that doesn't include the royalty money that comes out in the first order bonus. So a powerful way. Remember, upon getting started, introduce 2 new people and teach them ultimately to introduce 2 new people. My next job is to go to work with Tom and with Mary and help them duplicate that same process through the same system. PBRs, conference calls, 3-way calls, utilizing the literature, product samples, and ultimately they're going to duplicate and follow that same pattern. A lot of people have asked me, David, tell me about where the big money really starts to accumulate. I understand that I get a first order bonus when I introduce a new person. I understand that I get an additional, what we call enroller builder bonus when I introduce 2 people in one period. I understand that I can make up to 15% royalty money on team commissions based on the volume on the left side of my business and on the right side of my business. But what happens after that? Well, when we become what's called an emerald in our compensation plan, we start to earn something called LCM. LCM. That stands for Leadership Check Match. Leadership Check Match. Now, Leadership Check Match is an amazing way to earn income. And the reason it's called Leadership Check Match is because it is based on developing leadership. In other words, remember we talked about introducing a few people, and so here you are, and you introduced Sue over here. Well, our job as a sponsor, because if I brought Sue into the business, I introduced her, then I'm her sponsor. My job is to work with Sue and help Sue become successful. And I help her become successful by helping her build her left side and her right side of her business. But you know what? I don't have to stop at Sue. I can also bring in Mike. And so let's say I was also the enroller of Mike. Now, I put Mike underneath Sue, but I was the enroller, not Sue. Sue did not bring in Mike, and neither did Joe over here. This is Joe. Okay? Joe did not bring in Mike. I brought in Mike. Okay? Up here. You know what? Mike and Sue, because I brought in Sue and I brought in Mike, are now part of what we call the enroller tree. They're part of my sponsor tree. They're attached to me. Call it, they're my children. These are the children that I brought in. And so when I work with Sue and Mike, and I help Mike and Sue develop a paycheck, then I will start to earn a leadership check match on their paycheck and the business they're building. That starts to take place at the position of emerald. Emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, diamond elite, double diamond elite, and triple diamond elite all start to enjoy the leadership check match. Now, people say, well, how much is the leadership check match? Well, it is a floating number. It's what we call a floating pool, and the pool floats between 4% to as much as 7%, okay, of company point value or commissionable volume on a weekly basis. So think about that. That's a lot of money that's divided amongst emeralds and above in our company. And there's not that many emeralds and above because those are the higher positions in the compensation plan. And the company takes 4 to 7%. Sometimes it can be as high as 7. It never goes below 4. And they take that LCM money and they pay it out in the form of what we call the leadership check match pool. That is in addition to the first order bonus, in addition to the enroller builder bonus, in addition to any retail profits, in addition to team commissions, we start to get the leadership check match pool. And you know what? This pool ultimately will become bigger than all the other commissions because we can get paid leadership check match on everybody that we have enrolled and everybody that they have enrolled and everybody that they have enrolled up to 6 generations of leadership. And those numbers can go into the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. So if you can imagine getting a small sliver, a sliver of hundreds and hundreds of people's success, you can see how that pool can become absolutely enormous. And we've got a lot of people whose leadership check match on a weekly basis can rival what many people make in America or in North America annually. And so leadership check match is powerful. It is reserved for people who are emerald or above. It is not available to people below emerald, but it's a big motivation to get yourself to emerald. And the person who invited you, the person who is your sponsor and or your upline, will teach you, show you, and support you what you need to do to become an Emerald. All right, back to compensation plan training. I want to talk about the Diamond Pool. So let's do a quick recap. We talked about first order bonus. We talked about the enroller builder bonus. We talked about team commissions. We talked about leadership check match. Let's talk about Diamond Pool now. People say, what's the Diamond Pool? The Diamond Pool is a unique bonus because it allows every person who is in Zija who is a diamond or above. That means diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, diamond elite, double diamond elite, or triple diamond elite to participate in total company sales. So it doesn't matter, let's say this is you and this is your team. You've created a team and your team has a certain amount of business volume underneath it based on all the people who have enrolled and everybody that they've brought and so forth. We earn our commissions on that. But the Diamond Pool pays us outside of this. We are able to tap into the entire company's global success, regardless of when we join the business. So, as an example, Zija is now in a number of countries and has a rather successful organization in a variety of areas around these countries. And let's say a person joined this week. Let's say a person joined 6 months from now. They are going to be able to achieve the rank of diamond and above and have a fast-growing business which will allow them to then tap into previous success. So they actually get to benefit from past success built by other distributors because they have achieved the rank of diamond and they are doing it in a rapid fashion. So it's a powerful, powerful bonus. The Diamond Pool pays up to 2% of the total PV, and that is paid out on a weekly basis to diamonds and above in a pro rata fashion, and the Diamond Pool can be absolutely enormous. Some people have seen checks that are really quite mind-boggling on a weekly basis from this one single pool. A single pool that is not based on me marketing product. It is not based on me introducing others. It is just based on a small share of total company success. So look at all the different ways in which we're being compensated. We are compensated for so many different activities in building the Zija business. It is truly a lucrative and dynamic compensation plan designed to create wealth, prosperity, and security. Okay, last but not least, there are so many different ways to be compensated in Zija. We've covered many in the previous videos, but let's just go over one more, and there's actually two more. There's profit sharing. I'm not even going to get into profit sharing today, but that's an amazing way also to share in the company's overall success, not as a distributor, but in the corporate profits. Let's talk about the elite pool for a moment. When you become a diamond elite, and we have 3 people who are diamond elite or above, or a double diamond elite, or a triple diamond elite, you know what? The company says they're going to take 0.5% of total company sales, so another piece of the pie, and divide that piece of the pie amongst only people who are diamond elite and above. That is an amazing bonus. Again, it's a small bonus of 0.5%, but when you take 0.5% and divide it amongst, a handful of people, and it is a global pool, so it's on global volume, global sales, it amounts to another significant weekly check or cycle-to-cycle check that can compound and become 6 figures or greater all by itself, not including all the other bonuses. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching these Zija compensation plan videos I know there's a lot of information that you've just seen. Don't worry about it. Focus on the basics and you'll go all the way to the top. Introduce 2 new people. Teach those 2 new people to introduce 2 people. And watch what happens to your business. Watch what happens to your income. I'll see you at the top.